Are you a beginner or simply stuck at a lower elo in Valorant? Then let me help you. Today, I'll show you guys my top tricks for beginners at Valorant. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'll be talking about some tips and tricks for Valorant beginners. These tips and tricks are good if you're either a beginner at Valorant or you're stuck at a lower elo. My original intent for this video was to have all my tips and tricks in one video, but since I'm giving explanation to every single one of the tips and tricks, just not to leave you guys hanging, I decided to make a mini series about it. So there's going to be a couple parts to it, and in the future I can add to it if necessary. But for now, let's get it started. So as tip number 1 today, play as many unrated as possible. So as a new player, you're probably very unfamiliar with the game, hence why you should play unrated a lot. So my recommendations for this is you should play as much as possible, about 50 to 100 games just to familiarize yourself with the game. If you want to play competitive matches, you'll need to level up your account to at least level 20 to participate in those matches. As this quick Google search suggests, you'll need about 20 hours of game time to reach level 20, which means you'll have plenty of time to get used to the game. I would, however, wait a little bit more before you play ranked matches, since you're still most likely clueless of what you're doing. Which then leads to my next tip, which is tip number 2 for today, which is learn the map layouts and the callouts as soon as possible. I will soon make content about this so that my channel becomes a one-stop shop for learning, but if you're watching the video as it's being released, I probably don't have it out yet. If you're watching this video at a later time, I suggest you go through my other videos and you might find the video that you're looking for the map callouts. And by going through my channel, I suggest that you drop a like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that you get aware of all the content that I will be posting on this channel. Anyway, it is important to learn the map callouts, since if you die, or if you hear enemy, or if you see enemies, you want to call them out to your team. Information is one of the greatest tools in Valorant. You want to give that information to your team promptly and swiftly, because timely information is better than information too late. So make sure you relay that information as soon as possible by communicating to your team, and that will ensure that you win more games and that you are more efficient in ranked games. Tip number 3, learn the basics of aiming and shooting. For beginner players, here's the top 3 things you should focus on right now until you make it further into the game. Number 1, your crosshair placement. This is the most important skill to learn in the game. If you can learn this as early as possible, you will succeed. This means that you want your crosshair to be at head height as much as possible. This will require you to pay attention a lot, and also if you review your games, you will be able to see the instances where you forgot to keep your crosshair placement up. Number 2, less spraying, more tapping. So recoil is very important in Valorant, and it's a lot more punitive than in other shooters, which is also a reason why competitive shooter is so attractive to some people. So learn how to tap and spray less. Quick tip number 3, peek far from walls. There's a ton of videos out there, and you'll see if you peek close to a wall, you'll see the enemy after they've already seen you, and if you peek further from a wall, you have a better chance of seeing the enemy before they can see you. That is crucial, and that is probably one of the best things to work on as a new player. And finally, an optional one, you should look into making a crosshair that fits you. What I mean by that is the basic crosshair is not really good. You should really be looking at, crosshairs that are out there and what, fits you or not. And finally, tip number 4. You want to learn one character inside and out. So the point of playing unrated as much as possible is for you to learn as much as you can. And by that I mean, it doesn't matter if your team has 5 duelists or 3 smokers or anything. You should focus on trying characters that you haven't tried until you find the character that you like. So learn the different agents' utilities and find which ones you're most comfortable with. Little caveat to this, you should always have a backup. So always make sure that you know how to play, more than one character, but that one character has most of your focus, and that's the one you're going to be playing in competitive matches. So my suggestion for you is to learn a supportive agent, aka anything else than a duelist. There's 2 phases to that. Number 1, duelist, anybody can play a duelist, okay? Like you can play Phoenix and Reyna, pretty easy, they're brain dead characters. You can hop on site, get a couple kills, and make space for your team. Pretty straightforward, honestly. And the other face to this is that everybody in low elo, even in high elo, everybody in the game just wants to play duelist. It's the most gratifying character to play because you will most likely have a lot of kills if you're good with it. But like I mentioned earlier, you want to play a character and you want to learn him so that even people on insta-locking duelist will not prevent you from playing that character. So take me as an example. I'm an Omen main right now, but when I first started to play this game in the beta, I used to play Raze. I love Raze, one of my favorite characters in the game. Okay, and then when Reyna came out, I started playing Reyna as well. But here's the bottom line with this. I got stuck in silver gold. I was fragging a lot and top fragging a lot. And I was really good at Raze. But the problem is I wasn't winning games. And you're probably not winning games either. And then when I familiarized myself with controllers and I started playing controllers as my mains, I saw an immediate improvement. I discovered at lower elo that whatever character you play, if you're good at fragging, you'll still be good at fragging. So ultimately what I did is I played an aggressive Omen. I would smoke properly, I would use my blinds and my TPs, and I would just be aggressive. And I still top fragged with Omen. And quite honestly, it started growing on me. I love this character. The possibilities of how you can use your brain to make any types of plays that you think of is crazy. The flashes, the TPs, everything is really good with that agent, and I really, really love it. So my tip to you is find a character other than the duelist that you're good with, since duelist is honestly easy to play, in my opinion. Alright, so if you watch this video and you've already learned all these tricks, or you're learning and you think you're good enough, then you should start playing ranked at that point. That is enough for you to just go out and play ranked and start learning how people play in ranked games. Alright, so this concludes part 1 of this beginner's guide. So I hope you guys enjoy this content. I'll be posting weekly videos on this channel, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that you can keep up to date with all my content. I also stream almost daily on Twitch, and don't forget to look at all my socials as well. All the links are in the description of this video. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!